First time.
Fucking shit, this fucking timeline is lit all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
This fucking timeline is lit all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Fucking shit, this fucking timeline is lit all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
This fucking timeline is lit all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Holy fucking shit, this fucking timeline is lit all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Holy fucking shit, this fucking timeline is lit all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Holy fucking shit, this fucking timeline is lit all over. It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Ciderhaus. Ciderhaus Rules is a 1984 novel by American author John Irving. I don't have my cue cards pulled up, so I don't know, but it's a book that a lot of people read, and this guy really likes a lot. Isn't that right, John Ward?
I love it. Sorry about those technical difficulties and this Mihai focus he's got on me here. It's looking great. He's got that box nice and centered.
It did look good for a moment, I thought.
Which way I got to come here?
I don't know. Keep talking. Let me fix that for you.
I got to come this way. Yeah, sorry about those technical difficulties. Welcome, chat. No, it's got me, man. You're good. No, it's not like it really did.
I thought it was out of focus when I was looking up.
Maybe you need to hit set. Mihai.
Huh?
I think you need to set the focus is what's going on.
On the camera?
See where it says set literally on the screen?
Oh, yeah. Go press it on the camera.
Yeah, you got to go press that. It says box goes away. But welcome back to Ciderhaus. Mihai, myself, and in a second here we'll get Jack. That'll go away. We'll get Jack up here on Zoom. But welcome. It's been a little bit. Happy New Year. I know we did do one New Year show. As soon as Mihai sits down, he'll pull up the big. He'll probably say hi to Jack, but then we'll pull up the chat.
How you doing, Jack? Well, now you're on, Jack.
What is up, guys? I'm happy to be back.
Welcome.
Still in the great state of Indiana.
What are we talking about today, Mihai? Pull that program up.
Oh, okay. Fuck that Jack guy, I guess. We didn't start the fire. California burns. Tate saves England. Zuck Unstuck. Newsome Screwsome. Lavar Ball going 3 for 3.
Lavar.
And I'm sure probably at some point we're going to talk about Trump. That's just a guess, but I think it's probably safe.
Hey, will you turn up my headphone volume a little bit for my old man ass?
2, right?
Just number 2, yeah. Number two. Maybe not number 2. Should be number 2. Oh my God, that's
3.
Way too loud.
Yeah. Also, if you could fix my Zoom link a bit, I gotta see the screen on my end.
Virtual camera.
Oh, yes.
Virtual camera. All right, what is going on? Chat. Vake Rinhart. I never can say your name quite right, but welcome. Mud Rabbit, welcome. I don't know if I've seen you before, Mud Rabbit. Kev Chat, welcome back. Solitude, Sylvester's Talon. Ben Palmer, Robert Whaley, always good to see you, buddy. System Analyst, Parody Bear, welcome back. Dwayne, welcome back. Ben Palmer, Poppy Fitzpatterson, David Olerking in the house. A lot of world champions. Reminder, Ciderhaus does have its own channel now. This is live on that channel. We'll do that for a while anyway. Up to 5 emojis. If you send them, they should fly across the screen. Hopefully that's all still working. Hello, Iconosis. Should have most of the sound all dialed in and all that stuff. Just a few growing pains of production training there at the beginning, which we now have sorted out. And look at that. We may have appropriately stalled long enough just in time. Oh, I thought he was coming in. But Michael Scott should be here in a second. What's up, Sir Don't Trim? Jeremy Smith. Serb with the channel membership. White, good to see you.
Do you know the answer to Jeremy Smith's question there?
I didn't see it. Where was it? Where can I get some extra medium butt plugs? Extra medium.
I'll tell you, Adam and Eve, probably some asshole stole my freaking credit card information and was buying a bunch of stuff on Adam and Eve. I never even got any.
Was that asshole's name Mihai Shogor?
No, it wasn't my asshole. Look who
there he is.
Hey, there he is.
The man, the myth, the legend. You going in? Yeah, okay, nice. I think that's where we have your name.
It's been like 3 weeks since your last episode, right, Michael?
Michael has been hunting terrorists. Microphone for our boss.
Let me get your camera too.
Oh yeah, it's your job now.
Oh, okay.
He's blurry. He left in focus and he came back blurry.
Still can't.
I don't know what we're gonna do about it. You can't. You lose your voice.
No, Mike's. I'm not miking. I don't think.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is.
You might just have low headphone volume.
Oh, what's up, y'all? Honestly,
use the gun grip on it. I don't know what you're like. You look at the intuitive way to do it, Mihai, and you're like, I want to just do this a new way.
he does.
I just want to invent a way.
Hey, y'all. Sorry, apparently, for our lateness today.
There it is.
That wasn't necessarily on me, but I think of a few people, including myself, it was on.
Michael might need some.
What the fuck are you talking about right now?
I don't know. I'm just calling for you to.
Do you need?
It's my fault. It's all my fault.
Do you need headphone volume? Let's get this all straightened out and then do a fucking show.
I probably need a little bit of volume. There we.
I didn't even touch anything.
You can hear now?
No. I'm just trying. There we go.
Got it? All right, sweet. Sweet. Pull that program back up one more time because I forgot everything we were going to talk about. California's on fire.
Exciting show.
There you go.
California burns. Tate saves England. Zucks come unstuck, allegedly. Newsome
Screwsome.
Screwsome. You like that?
That was nice.
Yeah, Newsome screwing some people.
Oh shit, it rhymes too.
Lavar Ball 3 for 3. That's a story of mine.
Stay in your lane now.
Fascinated about Big Baller brand coming up on top, and
Big baller.
as always, Trump.
And Trump. LeVar Ball's the one whose son got arrested in China for stealing shoes or something. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right.
Of course.
All right. All right.
All right.
Should we start with California?
I don't know. It's your show, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
Let's start with
Yep,
California.
that's the main draw.
All right. California, what do you want to know about it, Jack?
That's the main draw.
I know everything
Yeah,
there
so-
is to know about it. I got
California
first off,
is on fire.
First off, I guess we should start with footage of the fires, just to give the viewers some context of what's exactly going on.
I think, I mean, pull that up for sure, but I have a feeling they kind of know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a black thing.
It's
Yeah.
a black
I don't know.
thing.
It's a black thing. What does that mean?
I don't know. He's talking about the chat.
No, I thought he was
California? Is that a joke about how black and charred it is? Because that's accurate, but it's pretty sad.
Okay, that joke landed about it. The Jack. That was,
Oh, that's a nice map.
Yeah.
I brought this map.
I like this
I'm
map.
the one who. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a sexy map.
No. Now zoom in more. Yeah, there's the sexiness.
Oh, these are the fires, Michael?
Yep. Okay. So
Yep.
the Palisades fire over in the west, and then up in the north, it's the other big one that. Went.
This is the more interesting part, though. Look at 17% contained, burning for 7 days.
They got 17 of those percents contained.
It is. I think it was at 14% this morning.
23,713 acres.
Malibu is
Burning for 7 days. Oh, I didn't even see horseshoe right there. Go down to that one. 75 days it's been on fire.
Where's the horseshoe? Fire?
Somebody put out that fucking
Oh,
horseshoe.
jeez.
That must be really awkward considering everything else that's happening.
75
Nobody's
days.
even talking about this one. What?
'cause it's out in the middle of nowhere.
You guys want to take a
Wild.
trip to Winoga Peak?
Let's go to Owens Lake
Let's go to Owens Lake. Let's
in
call
the
them.
Alabama hills.
Alabama Hills.
All right, this is a simulation. This isn't a real.
this is GTA actually right here. That's,
There's a place called Horseshoe, and it's on fire for 3.5
just
months.
above the Alabama hills,
No, 2.5
next to Owens Lake in California.
next to Owens Lake.
South, do you mean south of the Alabama Hills? It was south.
I said just next to them. So
All right, so yeah, this is the more exciting part to me, and that Los Angeles is being wiped off the face of the earth by
and Pasadena's up over here, right?
a vengeful creator.
Well, no, Pasadena is like southeast more, but
Oh, it's actually exactly what it was.
fine. That's never mind.
Or it's exactly right there.
Now, where's the Rose Bowl
south.
though? Is the
Like-
Rose Bowl gonna burn down? Because that would be sad.
I fucking hope
Oh, it's right here. It says right here. Oh, look at that. Everything, just, whatever this map is great. It answers all our
This
questions.
honestly, Michael, is probably the greatest link we've ever had on the show.
Okay, good.
I'll give you
So
that.
the stadium's still good so far.
The stadium's gonna burn.
I did see something. So what? Anyone know about the wind supposed to be picking up again? Did you guys see that story?
The wind
I
is
mean, how
makes
are the
things
fires-
burn worse.
They're calling
Yeah,
for
well-
I think 70-mile-per-hour winds in the next 2 days over in
My
California
thing-
now.
My thing is the fires like haven't spread too much the last couple of days. So how the hell like are they still burning? I'm confused.
That's what I was laughing
Well,
at.
we're going to get into that why, but first things first. I think we should show the link of where to donate for the victims of the wildfires because all jokes aside, it is pretty bad what's going on in LA. Like a lot of people are now homeless. They lost everything in these fires, and there's looters just taking whatever's left. It's terrible. Yeah, Desert Sun. This is just what I found. You can donate to several of these local charities down below. We don't have to go through all of them, but if you just want to give some of your money to the victims, it would be greatly appreciated.
Which one of these charities takes the most of my money for themselves, Jay?
Yeah, that was my question too. Well, didn't like Gavin,
Well, you can also go on GoFundMe and see
Sure.
individual stories.
didn't Gavin Newsom like post some link to raise money, and it turned out it was,
It was
like-
a Act
Yeah,
Blue.
it was an Act Blue link.
yeah,
Yeah,
they were shaving off.
I have the link to that. Yeah,
Even 3.5%.
Yeah. Well, I think what you,
Unbelievable piece of shit.
you only
no. But John, what's funnier is that it was on a podcast a Dem podcast where he was giving him softball questions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
yeah,
an
lots of
interesting-
incompetence.
From Patriot
we're gonna get
Lady
to that.
86. Why aren't more people connecting the dots? Hawaii, North Carolina, Tennessee, Wyoming. Now, my question for you guys is, do you believe these things are all connected? I mean, Hawaii is the most similar, I guess, in terms of how that presented itself. It was a fire.
I'll tell you this. I don't know if the causes are similar. I don't know if they really are purposely started, but I think the end result is going to be the same. I think they're going to have their 15-minute city built within these new areas now that have been burned down, and they're going to try and get the people to go to the pod.
Well, if
eat
the end
bug,
result's
you know.
the same everywhere, doesn't that kind of imply it was on purpose?
Yes.
Occam's razor would probably say yes, right?
I don't know because
I think
Gavin Newsom looks
correct
really
me,
bad.
Here's some. Let's think about some things that are different
But
between.
hold on, let me ask you this quick, because then it seems yes until you have to make the leap of faith for it to be like a direct energy weapon or some crazy nonsense. Like,
yeah, so
I
don't
know that we can seed clouds, but there's a difference.
No, so
between
we haven't
seeding
gotten
clouds
it.
and-
Before we get to any of that stuff, of which we'll never be able to prove, it's just more. Do we believe, I guess, that some shadowy group of rich, powerful people is burning out valuable property in order to take it over?
John, I'll say no. I'll say no purely because DEI hires can't get anything right.
It would take an extreme amount of planning from a state like California.
It's a great point.
I would say no.
I think Hawaii seems much more suspicious to me. Like, why the Palisades? So I know I've seen one people say it's covering up a child.
Didn't Diddy's house get burned down?
Yeah, probably. But I mean, it just doesn't feel quite. Yeah, Penn Palmer, pre-planned land. How can it be land grabbing the property of a bunch of
Already wealthy individuals.
yeah, who are also on their own team?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Why would they
But
do
that makes the most sense because those are the people that are going to be most likely to join the 15-minute city. It's not going to be a bunch of cowboys.
Or do you think they hooked all
Montana.
their buddies up with some insurance payout or something?
Oh, I'm sure there's some of that too. I bet, like, I don't know. You hear
You
stories.
think all those
about,
people were underwater on their mortgages or something? Like they did him a favor? Like fucking Brad Pitt can't pay his bills, so they burned his house
More
down?
interesting is the insurance aspect to it all and how these insurance companies seemingly knew that there was a high likelihood for this. To
Oh,
come.
so wait.
Well,
I
yeah,
can't-
they knew there was a high likelihood just because of mismanagement.
I agree
It's
with
a-
Michael.
Well,
It's not that much.
I agree with you.
It's not the whole conspiracy outside of
I don't
just
disagree.
incompetence. It's just incompetence.
I don't think the insurance thing is a conspiracy. I think I
Yep.
believe the way it went down was California said you cannot raise rates. And they said, well, then we're going to fucking lose all our money because there's 100% going to be a gigantic fire. And they said tough shit,
Ye-
so they left. Like
Yeah.
the way I understand it, if I ran that company, I would have been like, all right, I'm fucking canceling all this shit here and getting out of the state.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, going off of that, John, there's just a whole paper trail you can follow just showing how mismanaged California was at the federal level in dealing with these fires. Like, starting off, let's talk about this lady who's been making the rounds on social media.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody
that
might
volume
understand
down.
their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire. He got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Why is she so
Imagine-
fat?
Just
imagine
that-
having
Why is she so
Assist-
fat?
Just FYI.
Assistant Fire Chief of LA.
Hold on.
Bear the
Assistant
Jew.
LA.
Please stop talking for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You can always, Mihai, adjust the volume on the video itself. That's how you would have done that.
I did it, but it was still seeming really loud. when I,
You guys missed
Add
a
it up.
super chat from the Bear Jew.
Oh,
Scroll
that
back
mean-
up a bit.
Turn on auto also in that case.
He sent in $2, so thank you.
Yeah, good catch. Thank you. There it is.
My,
Right.
My Jew lasers have been activated. I don't know what that means. Is that some kind of
oh wow.
juicy orthogonal optics?
Do you remember, speaking of lasers, do you remember when Hawaii had all those lasers over it?
Thank you, Circle Jerk. Appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that was a difference between Hawaii and the Palisades too, right? So the Hawaii was the whole blue roof, blue car, blue, which there is
Yeah.
some science behind.
Wait,
But
what?
Palisades didn't have any of that. There wasn't a bunch of blue houses that survived, right? Or am I wrong?
Wait,
I don't
why,
know. I don't know. That's,
Wait,
I
why
actually
would the
didn't think
blue
about that
houses
until
have
now. It's a
survived in
question.
Maui?
So the
whole-
Hawaii
'Cause
conspiracy is
lasers
there was
don't melt blue.
the laser from outer space has to pass through the atmosphere, and if you haven't noticed, our atmosphere is very reflective to blue light.
Yeah.
And so you cannot burn blue shit with a space laser, period. You can burn anything that's not the sky color. That's just how space lasers work.
So that's part of the conspiracy about the Maui fires.
Well, I am inclined to believe. I don't know that I believe there's space lasers, but if there were, that's what it would look like, I guess, as best I can understand. And in the Palisades, there's not a bunch of like weird things that survive. I don't think.
That was great. Jack just scurrying away. He's gunting. He's gunting away.
Blue trash
He's
can.
gunting back.
Like even blue plastic trash cans didn't burn.
Okay, but okay.
But the lasers. So I actually saw a thing today, and I don't know anything about it. I don't know if you remember the videos. Like Hawaii, it looked like it was being scanned from above by a bunch of lasers. There was like a bunch of videos one night.
I don't know that I did see that.
I saw something that was China though, scanning the topography of Hawaii.
Well, yeah, because it's the closest U.S. state to them outside of
You
Alaska.
say everything as if you have the answers to the whole world.
Yeah. Because it's logical.
Every
Like,
time I say something, I say, "Well, yeah."
Well, yeah, because of course
I'm
China's
almost right,
because of
apparently.
course China's spying on us, and then the whole thing about the Maui fires, that's also just incompetence. I don't believe in the space lasers thing. That's one of the few.
Why didn't Oprah's house burn down?
Why did Mark Hamill's house burn down?
Mark Hamill's house did burn down.
I think
I
Oprah's
know.
did too,
That's the
actually.
point.
I also kind of understand. This is again conspiratorial, but taking over Hawaii because it's remote and you can turn it into some sort of island fortress that when everything goes to shit, that like kind of at least makes sense to me. Why would you burn down houses and then build a fortress in the fucking Palisades?
Well, but then also at the same time, those areas are also Democrat strongholds. Like those are not the areas in the county that move towards the right. So
Have you
if
really
those
never
were-
heard of the direct energy weapon though? Like this was a big thing.
No,
in the
I
news-
do.
in the news cycle.
Okay. I hate to say
You
this
said you
again,
heard of
but-
it, you just don't buy
Yeah,
it.
I just don't buy that the government would use it on people just because so many people know about it. It would just be stupid. And like we don't have the technology down yet, I don't think. I don't think anybody does.
Wait, what do you mean?
I agree.
What do you
I agree with
mean?
Michael. Just
What-
bringing attention back to the DEI hire assistant LA fire chief.
Well, hold on,
But-
hold on, Jack. Before you get there, what do you mean the government wouldn't use it on the people?
I just don't think that would be the weapon of choice.
What would be the weapon of choice?
For what else?
Bioweapons. Just bioweapon the shit out of that whole area. They're
But it's supposed to
dead.
be discreet, right?
What would be more discreet?
That
What would be
also-
more discreet? A laser coming down from the sky like a Death Star.
Well, so
or you know,
the part of the objective was
bioweapon.
part of the objective was to destroy the houses, though. They wanted to clear out the area. So fire,
I mean,
some kind.
I guess. I just can't see a fucking Death Star laser. That just doesn't let it.
No, I also agree.
Now it would be sick, honestly. Like if
But
we
the
had the
idea-
technology,
the
that'd be
idea
great.
that-
You don't think we could do? I think we could do it.
I don't know if we can, but the idea that we wouldn't use it on our own people if we could, that blows.
I mean, okay, Mihai, that's what you're getting hung up on. Like, of course, if we had that technology, I guess we could, but there would be, again, I think other ways that we would do it. Just a bioweapon and then just go in there and just, bzzz, just bulldoze all that and then just put your tower in. Bang, there you go. All the animals are dead, all the people are dead. And just go in and bulldoze.
Yeah, but the people die, but their house is there, and that gets inherited by their family, and blah blah blah. It doesn't like solve the problem of the house. You need to destroy the asset.
Yeah, the reservoir.
I do.
Yeah, the
believe
reservoirs
that
just
this
still
is-
have to be empty.
I believe that is because of incompetence. They had,
Yeah,
it was like
that
some
part.
routine repair that be.
Thank you, Jim Graves. It all started when the dollar sign ooze kid Michael Jackson.
Kid.
Yeah, but getting back to the
You
war
believe that
reserves,
one? What do you-
that is really bad because they're suffering from a drought apparently. But a while back, they had like a massive a rainstorm, but they didn't
Jack,
save any of
Jack,
the water,
Jack,
and they just
Jack,
let
no,
it
no.
all go into the ocean.
Jack, the crazy thing is here, what everyone's missing, is that Pennsylvania over the summer was in a worse drought than California is in right now. But Pennsylvania
Okay,
never burns. Well, no. This is the point I'm getting at. Pennsylvania never burns. Never of these East Coast states or any other West Coast states burn to the extent of California. Why? Because California's laws are inherently, like, a lot of Democrat states are, but they're just inherently bad. They are not actually in protecting the environment. If you were going to protect the environment, you would first off have proper, you would do burns and rakings of dead
also a
leaves
desert,
and
though.
stuff off the ground.
It's also a desert, so that's why they have more fires than PA. Like there's accounts from the first Spanish people to go to California and talk about wildfires burning all the time.
Okay.
But yeah, Michael, you're preaching to the choir. Yes, environmental policies on the books do more harm than good because it prevents people from properly addressing the fires.
I think the real
John
solution to the problem
the libertarian journalist, addressed this, but we'll get into that. I think
the real solution to the problem is don't build a city in the middle of a desert where there's no water.
I mean,
I think that would probably be a good starting point.
I mean, California would have sufficient water, still, if again would they kept the water in these reservoirs and used it correctly instead of letting it drain back out into the ocean. Just let it go.
Maybe as far as having water for the fire hydrants, but have you ever seen a picture of the LA River even before the fires?
Well, yeah, but again, no, this has been in place forever now, this policy. So, of course, there was no water in the river because the policy was in place 6 years ago. Because Gavin Newsom at least put it into place 6 years ago. I think it was a lot of these laws were actually in place before him. But of course, the river's been running dry forever now because these policies have been there forever now. That's why the place is a desert.
No, people have been calling Gavin Newsom out for these policies for a while now. Like NPR back in 2021,
or Trump in 2019.
They called him out for withholding, slashing the forest management budget by $150 million.
I agree with everything you guys are saying, but the point I'm trying to make is one reservoir does not solve this entire issue.
Well,
I think it's funny that you guys are assuming that these policies are stupid and are not working the way they're supposed to, and I think they're brilliant and they're working exactly.
I did see something that Gavin Newsom wouldn't allow fire trucks from I think it was Idaho or something to come into California because they didn't have the California clean idle requirements that they
it's very entirely possible that Gavin Newsom, etc., wanted this to happen.
Well, then good for him.
In which case, the policies were perfectly designed.
If anybody would, it would be him. I would think.
Okay.
If anybody would burn down his own city on purpose,
let's do a quick.
I think we're just giving too much credit.
Jack, hold on. Let's do a small scale hypothetical here. All right, bear with me. You own a boat.
You own a boat.
You own a boat, and it's insured for $1 million.
$1 million.
And it's a piece of shit and it's not worth $1 million. So you want to commit insurance fraud. You want to sink that fucker.
Sink it.
But you need plausible deniability. So what I think happens in the case of California is you can either find a conspirator, co-conspirator, or do it yourself. But of course you'll be the number one fucking suspect. Or you hire somebody who is genuinely not trying to sink the boat, but is such a fucking idiot that they're going to, and you know it. Is that not these fire chiefs? Never attribute, what's the fucking saying?
Well, it's sort of like Stalin would install, after he killed all the people that were close to him, he would install idiots in their place so he didn't have to worry about the new people.
Well, it's a classic tactic, at least in America, of put an idiot in a position if you need a fall guy eventually.
Yeah. Well, Mihai, it's funny you mentioned Stalin because the mayor, Karen Bass, is on record praising Fidel Castro.
Yeah,
so you have the
she went to Cuba multiple times in the 70s or something.
She was in Africa.
I have this one here,
she was in Africa during.
Nobody's saying that she went to Cuba now, while this is happening, Michael.
Well, no, I was gonna make a joke, Jack.
Yeah, so this is a citizen trying to confront Gavin Newsom.
Governor, please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now.
Literally.
No, he isn't.
Answer the question of what we can do.
That's such a
for you
bullshit
and your daughter.
lie.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally.
That's what you voted for, bitch.
Why is the president not taking your call?
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now. And it's to immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated for you. I'm so sorry. Especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids.
4 kids!
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one and building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
To fill the
everything I
hydrants.
can.
I would fill them up personally. You know that.
This is
I
James
would fill up the
Franklin when
hydrants
trying to
myself.
deflect from responsibility
Would
for the
you do
Penn State
that?
football
I
team.
would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see the. Do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
I appreciate it. I'm going to make the call to address everything I can right now, including making sure.
He looks so bad there.
Do you
It's
think
such
there
a
was-
shameless lie. Like, why?
But that
even-
was a
why even
setup. There's
try?
no way that chick is actually being for real. That's not a real person. She's
What are you
so
talking about, Michael?
You
Tons
backing
of
Gavin
people are
Newsom right now?
homeless
She's so animated.
What are you talking
There's
about?
no way that is a real human
Fucking
being.
house just burned down.
There is no way. She's so animated.
That's-
There's no
he's
way.
in her neighborhood. Like, people want accountability from their politicians because Gavin Newsom, again, he fucked up the policies.
She would not.
Okay.
You are controlling the mics, Mihai, just FYI.
You guys seem so passionate. I didn't know if I should interrupt or not.
You had a thought.
Well, the Curious Contrarian had a super chat. I'm trying to pull back up. There we go. Emissions were not true. They were safety vest. Thank you very much for your donation. I mean, it makes no sense now. I feel like you guys were going off so far. But
She was a troll, clearly.
Just let me-
What a
with the
weird
company
take, man.
I don't believe that.
came
I
up
do
and
not
asked
believe
him
that
a
at all,
question.
Michael.
Why was she mic'd?
do you think
There was
What do
a
you mean, why was
different
she
guy
mic'd?
there with a microphone.
She came up and started, flailing her arms around like. Bitch,
There's a microphone right next
You
to
are
him.
defending that fucking piece of shit to this lady whose house burned down?
Yes, because that's not a real. I don't think she lived there.
What do you mean?
She's
What do you
wearing a
mean she's not
mask.
real?
She's wearing a mask. Like it's not even fitting her. Sorry, the whole situation looks off.
Yeah, but what
Like,
a weird thing. So what if she is? So what?
No, I think it's funny. I just don't think
not
that's
funny.
I think
She's
it's
pissed off.
real.
No, she's a victim.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I think it's extremely I think this is fake, and I think it would be a very funny ploy.
How is it fake? How is it fake?
Again, her body language is not giving off distress. It's giving off.
Okay, Michael.
clown
You're
show.
sounding like Alex Jones, like saying that one of the victims' family members isn't actually genuine because he was smiling. Like, people react in different ways to stress and trauma.
See, look, I'm not the only one. Thank you in the comments. Yeah, it was performative. I'm not saying.
So what if she was?
But you aren't letting me finish. Like, I don't care if it's performative. I hate Gavin Newsom, and obviously these.
So
the people.
so you're saying she's an activist drawing attention to the issue, and that's a problem?
I'm not saying that's a problem.
So
You're
what?
putting words in my mouth.
I
It's
literally
just-
can't even begin to understand what the point is.
The point is, she's just animated. I don't think she's an actual real victim, but it's good that she's.
You can
pointing
be
towards
animated
it.
and upset.
All right,
Okay.
interesting.
Can I say what I was going to say now?
Yeah,
Mihai.
I mean, do you want no? If you're asking, then no.
All I wanted to point out was, do you think in the morning there was at least a moment where he said, maybe I
It's
shouldn't
not
put...
her holding the mic. You can see it right there.
Do you think there was a moment where he at least said, maybe I shouldn't
Okay, so
put
she comes
so
up with a
much-
whole media crew behind her. Like what?
Because
Governor
no, they're
said
following
they're
Gavin. They're not
already
following
there.
her. They just captured it.
No,
media crew
wait,
wherever
but
he
the
is.
video starts there. Go back to the top. They're following
Because
her
they're following
to
Gavin Newsom.
Newsom.
And then they
Running
capture
over to
everything
him.
that's going on.
What a strange take.
I'm sorry. It's
This is up there, Michael. Michael, this is up there. This is right up there with saying the government doesn't lie. This is new.
Look.
This is
Like,
new
look
ground.
at her.
Yeah, she was-
running on. It's
Probably they talked to her, and she's like, "Oh fuck, he's right
Governor, I
there."
live here, Governor.
She said she lives
It's
there.
not real.
She
I'm
said
sorry.
it's her daughter's school.
Look at her running.
You are a psycho, man.
This is not real.
All the reactions said, "What a weird one!" Is just suddenly. 2 seconds ago, you were like, "Space lasers are ridiculous," and then you're like, "This is the conspiracy for me."
This is. I'm sorry. It's
So what's the goal of the
the
conspiracy?
goal. Well, to get
To make
clicks.
Gavin look bad?
Yeah, to get clicks, make Gavin look bad. It would be the same thing as if Trump did something stupid, and then a media reporter goes up and pulls a whole show with him. It's to get clicks for their media company.
He does look bad. He fucking let his whole state burn. What are you talking about?
It's just to make. It's media company taking advantage of the situation.
Okay, but that doesn't mean it's staged.
Oh my god. Okay. if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Like,
If
are
I'm
you
right,
gonna go?
I'm
Yeah, I think you're
right.
wrong. I think you're wrong, Michael.
Vote
Like dead
Democrat?
wrong.
Like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean? What?
So even if she's an activist and she made him look stupid on purpose, it is his fucking fault and he deserves it.
yeah.
What's your point?
There's not a point other than it's clearly just staged. It's
I don't even
it's
think
not
that's true.
Like it's just staged. There's no point to
Just
it.
repeating that without.
What do you mean there's no point to it?
You
explaining
don't
why.
run up like Jack Sparrow, flailing your arms around
I've
with a
seen
whole
you.
Yes, you do. If you
media
want answers,
crew
if you want accountability.
following you.
That's literally how you're acting right now.
Yes,
That's you.
but I'm not in distress.
Are you?
Michael,
mad?
this is how Free Palestine protesters act all the time. You think someone who didn't lose everything wouldn't go up to a politician asking, "Hey, are you going to fix things?"
Michael,
like,
this
what is
guy
this take?
is-
I've
this
never
guy
heard of
kills-
anything like this before.
Jack goes out and kills strippers. He has so little empathy for other humans, and he even he is understanding.
Okay.
Concerned. I'm concerned
Okay.
for your well-being, Michael.
Okay,
Whatever.
okay.
Do you?
Let's go back to the firefighter because I feel
John,
like we're
John, you have
running
a shit-eating grid going on. You know that I'm right here. Yes, you're putting
We're
that
just
fucking.
we're just running in circles at this.
Do-
I feel like we're gonna go crazy if we just stay on this.
Do you feel remorse for the people that have lost their homes in California?
Yeah, you did say that they
Yes.
voted for that, Michael. Like, what is your stance?
Well, I mean, why wouldn't I feel remorse for them? I mean,
Everything
I
you just
literally
said.
posted on Twitter, like, I don't like Mark Hamill as a person, but that doesn't mean him and his family need to lose their whole home over it. Like, it's
You know, like
You
I
feel
am
bad for Mark Hamill,
I'm
the
fucking-
multi-millionaire,
yeah, I'm
but not
glad
that fucking
what are
woman.
you-
Golly.
super glad his house burned down. Fuck that guy. What are you talking about?
sorry, I
Your
don't.
morals all crossed.
You're like, I feel bad for Mark Hamill, but this poor random woman, his daughter's school burned down.
Because
She's
it's
a
not
piece of
real.
shit.
I'm
The woman
sorry.
that goes to work
She's
every
not
day.
real.
She's a
What
problem.
do you mean she's
looking
not
real.
real?
She is not. It just is fake.
Yeah, my
It's
fucking Luke
fake.
What do you mean
Skywalker's
she's
real. That
fake? I
video
don't
is
understand
fake.
why she's fake.
The fucking Millennium Falcon is real.
Okay, whatever.
Is that Jabba the? All right, I'm done.
No. But seriously, I do want to ask this question. Do you think there was ever a point in the morning where he like thought maybe I should make myself look so good as I go look at all these?
Hey,
people's
can you
houses that burned
pull
down?
pull up on YouTube Tucker Carlson on Gavin Newsom?
Okay.
This is a great fucking little short video, and Tucker Carlson will explain to you
Oh, he's the demon, right?
the kind of
demon.
No, he's
Demon.
talking about him from a psychological perspective. He's just like, I've never met anybody in my life that can stare you in the face with a straight face and just blatantly lie to you like fucking Gavin Newsom can. Like he literally has no feeling.
Tucker's phone call with Gavin Newsom.
No. Tucker Carlson on Gavin Newsom or something like that.
Was it on Rogan?
I don't fucking know. Maybe don't pull it up.
I mean, there's like endless amounts of videos of him talking about Gavin Newsom.
Well, then refine the search term to like Tucker Carlson says Gavin Newsom is a psycho or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
We're doing Boyan searches right now. Okay.
What a strange. You just said California's on
I
fire.
was not predicting this.
Damn it,
being
man! Somebody protect Gavin Newsom and protect Mark Hamill.
That's not what I'm saying.
I was not
Just
predicting that to
clearly.
be part of the debate at all. Like, I thought it was just going to be us unanimously shitting on Gavin Newsom, but I guess not.
Sorry, her acting just was bad.
What do you mean her acting's bad? What if she's not acting? What if she's just being genuine?
If it's real, then sorry, but I just don't. The video looks staged.
Don't sweat
Well,
that. Yeah, don't
how
sweat
should
it too
she
much.
act to
behind it,
you
sorry.
that is believable that you would make it not be fake?
Well,
that
I
it would
mean-
not be fake.
If she, Jack, if she just didn't act like that coming up to Gavin.
Like
Newsom.
what? Like what? Like hysterical? Like I would be hysterical. I'm hysterical now.
Oh, just
I'm hysterical now, just feeling bad for her.
okay. I'm just gonna stop before this goes any further. But
Okay, sure.
Stop what? You started it. All we were trying to do was watch an innocent video of an innocent
I'm not
woman.
saying she doesn't have a point. It's just funny. The video.
Well, no, that's
is
exactly what you're saying because
funny.
you're saying that she's acting. You're
Really?
saying that she's fake.
What's the next topic?
I don't know. I was about to say we want to move on to Tate. now.
Well, wait, one more thing. We still have the Karen Bass
I can pull
getting
that
caught
up.
at the airport.
Oh,
Let's watch
this
that.
one was good. This one was funny.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Madam Mayor?
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
Madam Mayor?
Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster?
Speak Spanish. She might respond.
No apology for them?
You know where
Yeah,
she
so
was getting
she's
off?
screwed. Like her public perception is down the toilet.
Do you know where she was coming from?
She was coming
Africa.
I think it was Niger or Nigeria. She was going to a presidential
Scooter McLovin may be fake, but at least we have DEI hires that will say it's our fault for putting ourselves in a situation where we need to be saved. Yeah, we did play that video earlier.
Yeah.
That was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah. Well,
What would
Michael,
you do? What would you do if you were in a burning house and that was the firefighter that showed up to save you, John?
I would burn.
I'd put her on
Would
a
you
little,
would you grab?
Michael would say.
Would you grab
Michael
the
would say.
axe and say, I got it from here."
I would say she's
Michael,
not real.
Michael would say. Michael would say, "You seem fake in your emotions.
Michael
playing
be
your
running
arms
around
trying
on
to save
fire.
me. Just leave me to burn. Leave me to burn.
It's not real. This isn't real.
Fire is a mentality.
You're a hallucination induced by the flames, by the smoke going up in my brain.
Being hot is a mentality. Being cold is a mentality. You're fine. You
If
can
there was
live.
water, would I be hot?
But yeah, I mean, just getting back to the overall incompetence aspect. People saying
She
not
can't
to make
speak
this
English.
political. People saying don't make this political. It's hard not to when it's directly correlated with government incompetence, just official incompetence. And we have
Ghana,
policies.
that's right. Yes, it was Ghana. She was at the presidential inauguration in Ghana, and then she was coming back from that. Thank you, chat. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we have people complaining about how white the fire department in LA is. So it's hard not to see that, hear all that and say, okay, they did not value merit or competence.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Jack. I do. I think I would probably never wait for the fire department or police department or any sort of government department to show up and help me. And if I lived in California, I would probably just take it upon myself from the beginning to, one, never live there, and two, put a couple sprinklers on my roof. Did you see that guy that put the sprinklers on his roof and his house got saved? Somebody had to be thinking, and it was him, the only person with a brain out there.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and pick up that dead brush on your property, even though you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there was a house that somebody put up. The owner said he put holy water around it, and it was the only house in the neighborhood that survived. It was, I think, the Palisades fire. You can see a video of it from above. His house is the only one left.
So that's real.
Oh yeah, that's definitely real.
Yeah, okay.
I definitely believe that. No, absolutely.
I heard one guy had a fire truck full of holy water and it saved him.
Okay.
I heard one guy actually was paying $5,000 a year to have this special system in his pool that if there ever was a fire, it would turn into his pool would be a massive fire hydrant. And he saved his house with it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
everyone
it didn't
called
work.
him crazy.
Was the system just a fucking pump and a hose?
Yeah. Literally, it was just like a sump pump.
The system.
Yeah, no. But I'm not making that up. He was paying $5,000 a year to have access to it from the state.
That's correct.
Oh, he had to got taxed for it or
Yeah,
something stupid? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
permit.
Of course.
I'm sure.
Well,
maybe,
yeah.
and he probably didn't get a green rebate on that one as he would have with the solar panels.
Turns out it was worth
Yeah.
it, I guess.
Well,
It was. Everyone probably made fun of him too.
Well, here's more of a serious question. Interviewers also came up to Mike Johnson asking if he would send any aid, and he responded by saying there may be some conditions. Do you think that's a reasonable response or no? To have conditions
I don't know what
for
I'm
the aid.
responding to
Yeah,
in
what-
response.
What was the question?
Reporters asked Mike Johnson if he's going to be prioritizing aid for the LA wildfires, and he said we will, but there may be some conditions. Do you think that's right to provide conditions?
Yeah, you have to be some sort of reassurances that this isn't going to happen again if we're going to give them money to rebuild all of California. They have to at least make some effort towards change and further prevention. Happen. But then why should we give them money if it doesn't?
Well, then...
So that we can give them money again in 10 years to do the same thing?
Yep. It's California, they're either going to start learning or they're just going to continue voting for the same thing. And we can't help them. We can't help them.
See, that's an issue I have. Like, people say that, don't care about this demographic of people because they vote for this. Well, no, they really didn't vote to burn alive. I think that's not really a stance I have. Like,
and even still, I think in the last election, California was closer than it had been in like the previous 40 years since Reagan, and that's after
since 2004.
And that's after losing 1.3 million Republicans during COVID.
It was the closest since it was in 2004,
and that's after losing 1.3 million Republicans during COVID that left the state of California.
Was it 1.3 million?
1.3 million people left.
Makes sense.
You could assume that they probably were Republicans that left.
Actually, maybe.
Lots of people are going to Texas.
By California standards, at least.
I mean, I don't know because Trump did get more votes there than last time, so that would imply that
they are making a change.
True. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not saying that should be justification for why these people's houses burned down. But if people don't start voting differently after this, I'm sorry, I'm not going to have too much remorse when this comes around.
You have to get rid of the environmental policies that cause this if you want the money
to and another thing, this is a super majority Democrat state, so we had to have like a different standard than, is it going to go red? Because that's not going to happen probably in our lifetimes, if we're being honest.
I don't know. Trends
change. Assuming that there's still a United States.
Jack, the United States.
One more question before we move on to next topic. I don't think it's been officially determined. What do you guys think started it?
Some homeless dude or some metal somewhere in the wind, some static electricity. Probably a homeless dude.
A freak accident or on purpose?
On purpose.
I think it was on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely on purpose.
I mean, what matters to me more is whether is whether or not there were surefire ways of preventing it from spreading. And Michael does sound right that it might have been the strong winds that made it worse than it really is. But again, it's just the incompetence that really is at fault here.
Well, I mean, there was a video. I shouldn't be laughing at this, but there was a video of literally just this dude going around setting trees on fire that I saw on Twitter earlier from California after this is all started. This dude was just walking around putting palm trees on fire. And it's like, of course somebody would start this. Like we're stupid. Of course somebody would.
I'm always hesitant with those videos though, because so often you find out that that's actually from like 2 years ago and they were doing a controlled burn or whatever. And that's what.
Well, no, it was in a neighborhood. He was just lighting palm trees in a neighborhood on fire. Just casually going down the street.
I'm saying like you find out that was like probably from like 2 years ago. And infect like a bug that they had to kill on all the trees. Some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying don't trust the videos you see on the internet immediately after something happens.
True. At least don't let frame your entire perception of it, of the event in question.
Yeah. Should we move on to Andrew Tate and his
Andrew Tate's good. It's a good topic.
Okay.
Let's watch this video.
So Andrew Tate has formed a new political party in the UK.
Kill me.
Britain is broken. The nation that once led the world is now crumbling. Grooming gangs prey on our children without fear. Knife crime has turned our streets into battlegrounds. Mass immigration floods our borders, tearing apart the culture that built this great nation. And what do our leaders do? Nothing. Labour, Conservatives, two sides of the same failed coin. Our people are struggling. Our families are unsafe. But it doesn't have to be this way. It's time to rise up for your streets, for your families. It's time for a leader with strength, vision, and the courage to take action. A nation built on strength. The old system has failed, This is the fight to reclaim Britain. Britain deserves better, and better starts now.
Real
Can
quick.
you please adjust the volume down when the video is loud like that?
How are they going to really get the point to vote bruv?
Like, for real, it's like hurts my ears.
Okay, and also because you're
Scooter McLovin, sorry, I was at work and didn't see
now
where
I
you guys
can't
talked
really-
about the fat, out of shape, androgynous looking thing talking about being too weak to save a life. Yeah, she is terrible. We agree, Scooter.
And do you want to give them context on how this all became with the grooming gangs?
Yeah, so this was all the talk last week because Elon was bringing attention to it. But since for a few decades now, really, there have been a gang of legal Pakistani immigrants forming rape gangs, targeting working class white girls. That sounds like a racist conspiracy theory, and that's how people were framing it. A lot of courts in the UK were covering it up, police included, because they were afraid of racist backlash that would happen to the Muslim population.
And do you want to know what I think about this, Jack? Andrew
What do you think?
Andrew Tate is a Muslim. He's not going to fix Britain. Britain's
agree.
a Western
Yep.
nation. And in the West, you support Christian values, not Muslim values.
Mm-hmm.
He is, again, part of the problem. He and his whole kind need kicked out of the UK if it wants to be fixed.
What do you do?
Michael,
Get
this
cultures
might
that
surprise you. This might surprise you, Michael, but I agree.
Get cultures that don't agree with you out of your nation. It's not that difficult. Nations are cultures first, are groups of people who share similar things in common. It's not, anyone can be part of any nation because we're a democracy, we're the West, we support everyone. No, shut up.
What do you do, Michael, when the Muslim becomes more Christian than the supposed Christian?
Well, that is a fascinating thing because, unfortunately, the UK has historically low belief in a higher power right now.
That's not my point. That's not the point. Is who are the people that let all those Muslims you want kicking out?
Well, I mean,
The very people you just said would be the ones to solve the problem.
I didn't say that they would be solving the problem. I said it. Okay, the whole issue.
Making a good point. That's a great point.
The whole issue here is if you want to even start to try to solve the problem, you need to separate the groups from each other first. Okay.
So what do you do when the supposed Christians that you want to depend on are less Christian in their action than
they're the
Muslim?
ones losing, like they lost.
Okay, then in that case, then just abandon the UK. They shouldn't be an ally anymore. Bye, gone.
Interesting choice.
Well, yeah, because the whole thing,
We did it before. We abandoned the UK before.
we need to start abandoning these nations in the West here that aren't doing anything except sucking off of us, like Israel, like the UK, like France, Sweden. I could go off of others. Why aren't we allies?
Well, Michael, it's funny you
with
mentioned
Russia?
that because Keir
Why aren't we-
Starmer, the Prime Minister of the UK, suggested that if Trump does not distance himself from Elon Musk because he's been going at him so hard.
Well,
What does this have to do with us? What does Andrew Tate running for Prime Minister of England have to do with the United States involved?
Well, it's funny. Okay, well, it's funny you mentioned that, Mihai. So because Ben Shapiro called out Andrew Tate, and I want you to pull up that real quick.
Benny.
Oh, Ben.
Is it under your name, Jack?
No, go up Andrew Tate _ topics and links. It should be under the.
Why would
should be
Jack's link be under Jack's name, Mihai? Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, it's under. I got it.
Cool.
All with anyone actually just interviewing
It's
Andrew
6
Tate.
minutes, but you don't have to
Have
play
at
the
it.
whole
There are
thing.
tons of excellent questions to ask Andrew Tate, but none of these people are asking Andrew Tate any of those questions. Instead, a lot of people are sort of glomming onto his very online popularity in order to get clicks. And some people are dishonestly conflating interviewing Andrew Tate with cheering for Andrew Tate or applauding him or talking about how brave and wonderful he is. And Andrew Tate is not brave and wonderful. He rips off thousands of people with his Scam Hustlers University. He preaches the virtue of treating women in a way you would never, ever allow anyone to treat your wife or your daughter. No one is saying you can't have Andrew Tate on your show. It's a free country.
Why does he have a
You should do
Hitler
what you
stash?
want. What I'm saying is
he's
that if you
starting
say
to
you're
get
What is
a
that
conservative,
actually? Yeah, what?
and then you have
A bad dye job,
I
I
thought that was
guess.
on the
truly
screen
is
at first.
disgusting on, and you proceed to tout them,
What's going-
praise them, not along to everything they say.
can't unsee
cheer
it.
them.
He's evolving
You're doing
into
more
his
than
final
platforming,
form.
Which again is fine. Platforming,
He
the
is.
idea that
I don't
they
think we
can
need to
never
play
have a
all 6 minutes of this.
We don't.
Yeah, like I said, but like you get the idea. He is calling for other conservatives to not embrace Andrew Tate. And it's a sentiment I agree with. I don't like Andrew Tate, but I think he's going about it the wrong way. But what do you guys
I'm the
think?
biggest Andrew Tate fan. I don't think that Andrew Tate is my savior, but I'm at least thankful that somebody is doing something.
Well, I mean, again, is he though? If we went the UK of old,
All right, you
then-
goons. All right, you young goons.
Oh God, don't
Who does
fuck
Andrew
that.
Tate work for? Let's actually have a real conversation about this and not be fucking.
Oh, CIA, easily asset. He is an asset.
Well, people want us to believe that he works for like a child trafficking sex ring.
I don't think he works for CIA. He wouldn't be being indicted by.
He does work for an intelligence agency. It is not American.
It's probably Russian.
Nope.
Mossad.
Yes.
It's always Israel. We're always
Andrew
going back
Tate v.
there.
Ben Shapiro is a fake fight. You want to talk about fake? This is fake.
Yep.
What makes you say he works for Mossad?
Because he does. Because he works for Mossad. Is what makes me say that.
But where have you seen this?
Mossad.
They put it on their website.
Yeah. So
Employee of the month.
Employee directory.
Yeah.
They love setting up these fake. So they're trying to suck you into a controlled debate where you're led to believe your only two choices are Ben Shapiro and Zionism or Andrew Tate and Islam. And of course, this is Zeb Boykin had a great tweet about this, and he was right. He said he did a little Twitter poll. He said these are my only two choices, and everyone had kind of a wake up call. That is, it's manufacturing consent and opinion, as Noam Chomsky would say, or whatever. It's a fake dichotomy, so that you feel like you either have to be Andrew Tate or Ben Shapiro. And of course, the true answer is you can be anywhere in between.
I choose to be.
Which is maybe what you're kind of saying,
Better.
Mihai. Like Andrew Tate is not.
No, I totally agree with you there.
And he very obviously is propaganda, in my opinion. He's very obviously propaganda.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, Mihai, he does occasionally say things where I'm like, thank God somebody finally fucking said that. But he's being positioned as the leader of this pro-man movement that is growing quite rapidly.
Also,
So they're trying to control the movement.
Also, if you wanted a party that would kind of help Britain's issue some, vote for Reform UK. Like, you don't need to grow. You don't need to make another one of these fucking parties. Which is why I also hate Europe.
You
There's
think
too
England's
many-
going to vote their way out of this situation? Like, truly?
Oh no, because people are stupid. But can I finish, please? The whole point, this is a broader issue in Europe. People shit on the American political parties, but at least in America's politics, you can infiltrate these parties and cause meaningful change. In Europe, you have like 500 fucking parties and nobody can agree on anything. Nobody gets anything done because nobody's willing to at least somewhat work with each other. It's just a shit show. And
I mean, you say that, Michael, but at the very least, while they can't protect their kids from getting raped by grooming gangs, they at the very least bans things like child transitioning surgery. Like, that's something they banned. That's something they did, to be fair.
I think,
but you can also get arrested.
But I don't think anyone
mean
is seriously
tweet.
suggesting that Andrew Tate's bruv party, yeah, that's what he's calling it, is a serious solution. I think people are looking at it as Kanye's presidential run. It's a meme. It's nothing to take seriously. But what is something worrying, or something to acknowledge at least, is why Tate has so much influence with young men. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I mean, so that's a great, like, why in the fuck has he not been canceled unless he's in on it? So many people have been canceled for so much less.
No, hold on.
cancel
Hold on,
culture doesn't
stop.
exist anymore. It doesn't
Because they
exist
have tried to cancel him about 5 different times, but in today's culture, every time you cancel somebody, they actually come back strong.
Exactly. The cancel culture doesn't work anymore.
They wanted to get rid of Andrew Tate. They just stopped talking about him and he'd go away. Ben Shapiro talking about him helps Andrew Tate, and Ben Shapiro and Andrew Tate both know that.
Who do you think is telling the Romanian government to arrest him?
Is somebody doing that?
He's currently in the process.
Oh, he's in there again? They did that. I don't really follow that closely.
He's been indicted, yeah.
He's been indicted again, I think.
So I'm sorry, so you say why? Who is doing that?
Yeah, who's obviously Romania is not the one making the decision.
Well, he's gotten indicted and let free so many times, and it's done so much for his publicity and visibility. It seems like they're trying to help him gain notoriety, if anything. So in that case, I would say Mossad. You think America?
No, I don't think America, because it wouldn't make sense for a NATO country to arrest him.
Who do you think's doing it? Is what?
Well, yes, absolutely.
You mean Russia?
Absolutely, a NATO country would arrest him if he was an American asset, because the U.S. would have told them they could arrest him. Like, the U.S. owns NATO. We own NATO. We give them all their money. So we could just go to Romania and be like, yeah, that's fine. Arrest him. Like,
but there's no world where a CIA asset then spends 100 days solitary confinement in a Romanian cell. They would say, hey, by the way, he's ours, so get him out of there.
I mean, to back John's point, it just got him more publicity. I think they're playing a long game, honestly. I truly think he's an
I never
American
disagree
asset.
with that point. The point I'm trying to make is at least he's doing something. And even if he is controlled by Mossad,
well, so
who's the opposition to him? And what's the alternative?
All we can do, Mihai, to test this theory is keep watching. So eventually he'll drop some sort. It's like how, in my opinion, Jordan Peterson did. But lots of great stuff, great stuff, and then all of a sudden, here comes the fucking propaganda that he was waiting to work in there.
And then people stop listening to him.
Yeah, but Mihai touches upon a good point, and why I think he has maintained influence with young men, because even though I don't think his solutions are good, I think he does identify a cultural problem, which is how men are in, socially speaking, a Great Depression. They are at a lower. They are a lower place than they were in past generations. Like, they have higher drug use. There's a drug epidemic. There's a loneliness epidemic. There's a just overall lack of identity epidemic. They have a lack of direction, and they don't know what to do. So Andrew Tate identifies all of this, and he's giving them something to latch onto.
Is he really?
Granted, I don't think he's providing them with a good solution. I think he's giving them the male equivalent of feminism, which is just to be as hedonistic as they can.
It's
take drugs, don't form meaningful connections. Just look at everything.
I would agree with that.
Just treat life as a porno.
You got it. So we talk about DNC, which stands for what? You don't remember. Divide and conquer. Mm. You said that so well, Jack. He is the male version of a feminist. Mm. That's what I see him doing. Yes, he's saying lots of pro-male stuff, and that's good, and they should be told that, and they should hear that, and 50% of what he says is fantastic. The other half is pushing men away from women, and don't get me wrong, women in general have a lot of things that they probably need to work on, but there's also no such thing as women in general. There's just individual women, and so it's like you got to ask yourself, if I follow all this dude's advice, will my life really get better? Are you really going to own a fucking Bugatti? No, you're not. I don't think he does either.
And I think that
not anymore. They seized it.
Yeah. Is he? Is Andrew Tate really even as big in the U.S. here? He's considered a meme in the U.S.
A lot of his popularity is specifically online. I've never seen anyone in real life say, "Yo, man, I'm an Andrew Tate fan."
Well, no, I was even going to take it a step further. I think it's really just Europe and probably predominantly UK young men, and that's just because they're in such a sorry state over there. It's really embarrassing.
Well, another thing I should note is that when people discuss incels or just a sexually frustrated young men, the popularized notion of that is white guys. But really, if you look at the stats, it's more so black guys, if we're being honest.
Andrew Tate.
And that is the identity group that is more so fans of Andrew Tate that I find, just from my perception.
Yeah, they hook you in. He's created a cult of sorts. Mm-hmm. Tell you what you want to hear until you're hooked, and then kind of leads you astray.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's not individual Andrew Tate quotes that I think are they're good advice. Fight, be a man, blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, there's truth to that. That's why it's so appealing to some people. But he's not anybody who's already confident and masculine looks at Andrew Tate and just laughs.
Yeah.
He's appealing to people that want that and don't have it. That's
Right.
why he's all about want but don't have. Yeah, what color is your Bugatti? He preys on that material need.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you're absolutely.
What's
you're
going on?
absolutely right,
The
John.
Deacon is in the chat. Deacon.
Hey, Deacon! He finally killed the bear.
Whoa.
You got to come.
He must have.
He must have killed the bear.
We were just
finally.
talking about when it. Yeah, there he is. When you're gonna be
Yo,
done hunting,
John and boys, let's
come
go.
back in for a Sunday show or something. All right, so he's alive. We know that.
He's
good.
He's
That's
here.
good.
He's alive now.
It's good. It's good.
Killed himself
But yeah,
at a bar when he was only 3.
Killed himself at a bar. Anyway, Andrew Tate. I don't know. So
Andrew-
Mihai makes a good point of how do you know he's obviously none of us fucking know for sure anything. But
Imagine they just came out and said.
I'm not saying he is, but I'm just trying to strawman your argument because every time that there is somebody that rises to fame, and it's assumed amongst the population, there's some sort of asset. Even Hawk Tua girl, people say Hawk Tua girl is a facade.
I have a worse video of her. I mean, I have a worse woman than her. I have to show you a video after this is over. It's truly the worst thing you've ever seen, Mihai. It's worse than the Hawk Tua
I
girl.
don't know if I want to see that.
I don't watch those videos in my free time. To those that now assume that.
Gentech 55 is that he's preaching to frustrated young men who don't fully understand on how to be grown men yet.
So I don't know that he's so much of an asset as much as he is a smart businessman that was able to pry on the insecurities of young men and make a lot of money off of that.
True.
The same way that he did the same thing to women.
Yes, but he is allowed to continue to exist in a way that most people like that are not.
Yep.
But I don't know that he is. He's been arrested multiple times.
Every time he gets set free and does the same shit.
Because he hasn't committed a crime.
So why do they keep arresting him?
Exactly.
To make
blow
him
him
more
up.
famous.
It was exactly like the whole. It's like
you're
Luigi
giving
and
way
Joni.
too much credit to the bureaucratic state of a country like Romania.
You just said Romania is not the one making that decision.
No, actually, I said that.
Or whoever, somebody.
I
said
that they weren't.
Okay,
calling
Michael
shots.
said it. That's not my point.
No,
somebody
but
said
I did
it,
agree.
and I agree.
I did agree that if he was an asset, that it wouldn't be Romania making that decision. But if he is just a normal citizen, it's very likely that he didn't bribe the right person or the wrong person did get bribed, and he's now faced the repercussions of that. That's what all it is. It's every third world country, every other country that's not America. When you have legal problems, you just hand the guy money and it goes away.
Yeah,
So
he's just not some random Romanian though.
He's one of the richest Romanians, probably, honestly. So the
Well,
fact
I
that
just mean-
Does he
can't
actually
pay
have money
to make the problem
Does
go
he
away.
actually
As
have money?
incompetent as maybe you say the Romanians are, that I think they understand he's connected in some way, that he's not just some random dude.
I'm not sure.
They're definitely trying to find something on him.
Yeah,
I just think
But,
they're giving him publicity. We'll see. You have to wait.
That is also true.
Yeah.
Romania is having political problems right now. The conservative candidate won the election there, and they're now backtracking and they're redoing the whole election because the government didn't like the results there. It's
They
classic.
claimed it was because of Russian influence through TikTok. Actually, is why they had to redo the election. It's actually very reminiscent to Ukraine about 2014 and the Maidan revolution.
So maybe he's an asset there to help the revolution. Maybe he's like a Zelensky type figure.
Yeah.
I don't know. As far as I know,
but
there's
hold
no-
up, Zelensky. I'm sorry, Zelensky's not a good leader. Whoever chose him out of the pile and was like,
Not what I'm saying.
whoever chose him out
He
of
is
the
a
pile.
puppet. He makes no decisions.
As far as I know, there's no pipeline being built through Romania. So the only logical, explanation, which is a scary one, as to why NATO would want to continue to push Romania around, and the whole reason the guy that got elected has to be kicked out is because he was anti-NATO, and he wanted to get Romania out of NATO. The only thing the United States used Romania for is staging bases for a lot of military equipment, which doesn't look good for those of us that are hoping we don't go to World War III.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
but
What's the next?
John, I
topic?
think.
Oh.
But no, wait, but real quick. But John, I think you touched upon something really interesting in regards to men's struggles. Because if we can't give men a better alternative to what Andrew Tate is preaching, then we're ultimately going to lose. People aren't going to abandon him. So, what would you say are the underlying problems of men today? Because personally, if you ask me, I think it's because our society today is more catered to women than it is men. Like, we actively reward feminine behavior and demonize more overtly masculine behavior.
I would tend to agree with that in some senses, Jack, but I would also say it's fundamentally just a lack of belief in anything else. People not having a belief to help carry them through their life, so that now everyone just thinks that they're meaningless blobs floating through space. It gives nobody purpose anymore. Nobody has purpose, and that's the problem. And that's why Europe sucks. They need purpose again. And there's only one way to find purpose, but I'll stop there. I'll let John answer.
Why? Finish your thought.
Well, the problem is somebody just...
We can't be unburdened by what has been.
Yeah, honestly, I need to be unburdened by what has been with this person texting me. Jesus.
I don't know, John.
Just tell them you're doing a show.
John, what do you think, as a man who watches young men on a daily? What do you think the problem with young men is these days? I didn't mean to sound so weird, but...
Specifically with young American men, I guess.
I don't give a shit about England.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we live in what could somewhat accurately be called a matriarchy, not a patriarchy. The system is stacked against men in a way that it was argued it used to be stacked against women or racial minorities or things like that.
Yep.
I think we're putting too much emphasis, though, on these systems and things like that, and not on the human element of it all. I think
that's a good one.
The problem with young men is they don't have an older generation of men to lead them. I think it's a leadership problem.
I could agree. Millennials suck.
And I think that there are older guys. I mean, I'd put myself somewhat in that category who want to help, but there is communication is terrible, and everybody has different goals, and there certainly is a bit of ego now that maybe didn't used to be there. Everybody wants to be on top of this organization that we all want to create. It's like everybody understands we need some kind of new church, not a new religion, just a new community. Mm-hmm. But everybody wants to be the number one guy in that new thing. And so there's a bazillion podcasts, and there's movements and blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
But you very quickly find all of them are people seeking power and control, maybe. So I don't know. So for me at your guys' age, it was my problem was where's the fucking older guys that show us how this works, that have some sort of community that they teach us that we can then pass down to another. There's no long-term plan. So in that sense, maybe the problem is reduced to for young men is that they got thrust into this existence in this society for which there was no plan for them. Nobody gives a shit. And when I was young, all that giving a shit was directed towards women and racial minorities.
I also would say, though...
To some degree, I think you're right. Self-worth has been taken away from them.
I would also say that... Jesus. Anyway...
I mean, you didn't even put a goal up, right?
How? Okay.
No, we didn't do it today.
Forgot.
There was a whole lot going on at the start of the show.
Yeah.
But go on. Go ahead, Michael.
I think that there's I think there's more issues here. I just don't think that people today, they lack, because you were saying, John, that they kind of lack some, community in a sense. Nobody gives a shit anymore. Well, I think part of the issue why there's no community anymore is because people don't go to church. Again, it's just I really think that religion
I don't
is a
think
major
they're
part
wrong
of it.
to not go to church. I think young men are correct in deciding not to go to any current churches. I think they are correct in that.
Especially if they're
more
universalists, with gay churches with gay flags. I wouldn't even consider those
even
churches.
if there wasn't any of that. The answer is not in any church that currently exists, and that's not because again the church or the religion is bad. It's because the people that run them are lost or downright evil. Mm-hmm. The place they need to find doesn't exist. That's the problem. It's not like they're not searching. I kind of disagree. I mean, they may have low self-worth. I think everyone, though, can kind of sit down in a moment of solitude and be like, I don't know what it is I want, but something's not right, and there's something I need, and I can't figure out what it is.
So, John, have you read the book Bowling Alone by Robert Putnam?
Does it hopefully has something to do with what we're talking about?
No, it actually has everything to do with what you're talking about, because what you're talking about are the exact conclusions that book makes. And if I think the problem, all of what you guys said is valid. Just community building is essential for people to feel fulfillment. However, I think another aspect I would like to bring attention back to is drink from the helmet, you pussy. I'm not there. We have to be one of these three.
Thank you.
William
the issue here, I would say, is women are in a much, much, much better place than they were back then, but they still have the same sort of standards, social standards that they had back then too. So they want so they're having more educational opportunities than men. Like, there are more women getting college degrees, master's degrees, PhDs than men, but they don't lower their standards. So there's this sort of prejudice, there's a sort of social prejudice.
But then Jack, I would also argue against that in a way at the same time, where I feel like men don't necessarily I don't necessarily believe it all falls that. I think part of it definitely is women. There's an issue with a lot of women, unfortunately acting like sluts, and that devalues people wanting to find relationships, which I do think is part of the problem. But I think another aspect of this overall issue,
this is a genuine question.
Okay. I'll let you go.
Are women just now becoming sluts, or have they always been sluts?
That is an interesting question.
I mean, promiscuity has always existed, but it's always been a question of how does society at certain points of time do they let slide, or do they amplify it?
I mean, well,
but it all depends on how it's regulated.
But then here's also another view. I know quite a few people my age right now, growing up, who have all their shit together. I feel like I know more young men from my generation who have their shit together than millennials right now. Significantly more than the millennials right now. So I honestly, the whole issue with the young men problem, I think might be partially just created by this. Might be just us gaslighting ourselves. I'm not sure if it actually
gaslighting yourself. Though, how many millennials do you hang out with?
Quite a few. I mean, look at John. We
hang out a lot.
Yeah, we do.
And he doesn't have his shit together?
I mean,
you're doing a show from my fucking studio.
Okay, bro. John.
He's got you there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's.
Oh boy.
I think you're conflating shit together with understanding the way shit works. Is your behavior is going to change in the next 20 years very drastically.
I thought you guys said
if it doesn't, there's something wrong with you.
I think both generations suck.
Okay.
We all suck, man.
Yes.
We're all pieces of
shit. Okay, and then that's another part of it as well. I think that society in general is very, we're very mentally ill, but then on top of the mental illness, we also just all hate each other and ourselves, and everyone just hates everything.
You're projecting a lot tonight, man. I don't feel that way.
There's a lot of just people just downright.
I mean, I hate a lot of people.
See,
don't get me wrong.
See, there we go.
See, you just are like, I'm going to ignore the fine line
there.
But
where's?
Thank you, Bear Jew.
We said the same thing. I'll do the fucking helmet, by the way.
Bear
Jew. You have a choice now.
What time is it?
Bowling unit 7:35.
Oh,
we got time.
Yeah, and we started 15 minutes late.
Yeah. Solitude.
I'll do the fuck. I will do the helmet, but not yet.
I introduce you to the apostolic John.
Apostolic.
I introduced you to the apostolic Johannite. I know it means John, but I'm actually not sure how to pronounce that word.
It might be Johannite.
Johannite?
Yeah, I was getting stuck in that word. I was like, what
is
the
it,
fuck?
or is it Johannite?
Would it be John?
I introduce you to the
apostolic. Yeah.
Sorry.
Apocalyptic.
Apostolic, you fucking
Apostolic.
heathens.
Sorry. Yeah.
I introduced you to the Apostolic Johannite Church tradition of Jesus before it was taken over.
Oh,
Okay.
I wonder if that's like a
check it out.
gospel of
I wonder if
John.
that's like a Latin sort of thing.
Ooh, Latin John.
Latin John.
No, I wonder if that mass is in Latin. It sounded like he's saying it's like an old timey traditional mass. Like Mel Gibson goes to like Latin Catholic church.
Why are you pulling it up?
Yeah.
It's a great quote.
Trying
to read it.
I want to Google that church, honestly.
Apostolic, so apostles. So the apostle. What? I'll do that. Bill.
Ninja.
Bill
William.
Bill Clinton's gonna do that.
Clinton.
I don't know. So
Snuggle struggle.
doesn't
Boy
seem-
Scouts offered young men direction, purpose, and idea of what
They
they
did.
actually like outside our education structures. Yeah, and it's not that way anymore.
Yeah, and then the
Boy Scouts
now you
counselors
had to
started
like
raping them.
be inclusive. Yeah.
Boy Scouts. Yeah, there was a lot of rape in the Boy Scouts.
Do I need to talk about projecting again?
Oh, okay. So John was raped. John was raped in the Boy Scouts. It's confirmed now.
You are misunderstanding.
It's in Calgary.
John, it's
Oh, yeah.
okay. We all get something up the ass at some point.
I know you're trying to flip this around in some way.
It's a worldwide church. doesn't
More
it?
projection.
This website seems kind of scammy, though.
Yeah, this doesn't look.
This,
I
yeah.
feel like I might start eating some like
Spirituality.
goat legs if I read too much. of
Let's
this
read about
website.
this spirituality. Many of us
What
seek
is
a real
this rabbit
spiritual
hole?
community. Which
Do
is
they have a how to pronounce the name?
I don't
Juana
like.
Height.
I don't like this.
Loving include. Oh yeah, fuck this.
I think you got us fucked up.
Fuck these
all
loving
genders.
Fuck these loving assholes.
Well, to be clear, he did say before it was taken over. So
Okay.
yeah, but
Maybe he's going to the one in Brisbane, Australia.
yeah, but do we have any closing thoughts on the Andrew Tate topic?
The next topic.
I mean, I'll summarize my opinion as I think he is an operative, and I strongly suspect of Israel.
Yeah.
I think U.S.
So you think Israel has the capabilities to get him all the way to prime minister, though?
No, I don't think that's a serious.
I don't think it's
campaign.
serious. No.
That would be the ultimate victory for Mossad. wouldn't
But I do think he'll take some percentage of the young vote. And, again,
Are they even can he legally even run? Has that even been established?
I mean,
I'm confused because
He's part British. He's half
Yeah.
British.
He
Yeah,
goes
but
back and forth between being American and British, seemingly to what's more convenient, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like an operative would.
He does. It is kind of. How can you trust a guy who has multiple passports?
Mike's just upset we kicked him out of the Scouts for being too gay.
Okay.
Is that true, Michael?
Oh, yes. I was.
These days, it's more like Michael kicked us out of the Scouts for not being gay enough.
Yeah. Honestly, we weren't female, so we couldn't join the Boy Scouts.
I tried to play stick and poke, and they kicked me out.
The Scouts,
so,
stick and
We playing. What was it? Tummy sticks. Playing tummy sticks with all the Scouts.
Sure, bud.
Oh man, everyone was playing kickball and you were playing lickball.
It was more like I was.
I was proud of that one.
Wow.
I was proud.
Yeah, he always wanted to be the catcher.
Yep.
You're the catcher, huh?
Mihai would know all about that.
Damn straight.
Wow,
'Cause
the
he's
tension
gay?
here is off. The tension here is off the charts, but we gotta pick another topic, guys.
You
What do you want to talk about?
You
next?
want to go to Zuckerberg,
It's
or do you
off
want to
the
go
charts
something
as in like below.
I'm down to talk about Zuckerberg.
don't care.
I think this will have some unique cultural conversations. Also, I should mention, yesterday I went onto Wick TV's channel and talked about this
good point.
for a debate
Yeah.
channel on a debate panel. It was a pretty productive conversation, and everyone there, like people who are right leaning like me and people who are left leaning, we all agreed that Zuck doing this makes him a cuck. But we'll get more into this.
Zuck the cock.
So,
Why did we just all stop talking?
I don't know.
I don't know because Mihai was
no,
supposed to bring it up. Mihai was
link,
supposed to
Mark
have it ready.
Zuckerberg announces restoration of free speech to his platforms.
No. Oh,
Oh, there you go.
there we go. All right.
Meta eliminating fact checking and censorship. I don't know if it was real, but I saw a little chuckle on Twitter where it said this is proof false by fact checkers.
Yeah, so WHI.
I'm trying to find the Wick TV thing too. Hang on.
WH.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay, so
do this and then.
Anyway, so to talk briefly about this topic, Mark Zuckerberg went on Joe Rogan's podcast. Well, that's
he made a video announcement first.
That's
then
right.
the
Yeah.
podcast,
I just watched the Joe Rogan podcast. Basically, he did this whole campaign thing saying free speech, all this stuff's returning, and like he's trying to go around making it sincere, trying to change the whole story and gaslight everyone, saying that he wasn't compliant with the government and that like the government forced him to do all this, and that you should like basically. He was saying that none of this was his fault and that it went too far. Okay, that's nice. No one
who hired those third-party fact checkers that are doing all of the censorship?
Well,
Zuckerberg?
but he went on. He did while on Joe Rogan's podcast.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, he did talk through how he quote unquote regretted that, but like I don't know. I don't necessarily believe him.
That's another thing, Michael. Like every example he brought up were things someone else brought up in the past. Like, I don't believe that this is a realignment of his politics like Elon Musk, because Elon Musk
also
has
his
skin in
hair.
the game. He does not,
look at his hair here. It's so fucking disgusting.
He looks like a Zoomer.
He looks awful.
He looks like the stereotypical Zoomer Wojak.
He looks like he'd own TikTok, not Facebook.
Oh,
yeah. But here he is talking about how the Biden administration coordinated with him, like tried pressuring him to take stuff down.
Would call up our team and like scream at them and curse, and it's like these documents it's all kind of out there.
Oh, did you record any of those phone calls?
I don't think but I think
I want to listen.
I mean, there are emails. the emails are published. It's all kind of out there, and they're like, and basically it just got to this point where we were like, no, we're not gonna take down
his
things
hair
that are
is so
true.
bad.
That's ridiculous. They wanted us to take down this meme of Leonardo DiCaprio looking at a TV talking about how 10 years from now or something, you're gonna see an ad that says, okay, if you took a COVID vaccine, you're eligible for, for this kind of payment, like this sort of like class action lawsuit type meme. And they're like, no, you have to take that down. And we just said, no, we're not going to take down humor and satire. We're not going to take down things that are
and yet
that
you
are
did.
true.
You took it down.
And then at some point, I guess I don't know, it flipped a bit. I mean, Biden, when he gave some statement at some point, I don't know if it was a press conference or to some journalists, where he basically was like, these guys are killing people. And
okay.
And I don't know.
Did you know
like all these different agencies and branches of government basically just like started investigating, coming after our company. It was brutal. It was brutal.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's his whole spiel. I don't believe a word of it. He definitely knew what was going on. Like I said this before yesterday in the panel, but he's directly invested in politics as it relates to his moderation policies on the platform. Because if he doesn't do what the city administration does, then he's going to be hit with big tech regulations. And that directly hurts his livelihood.
Well, yeah.
So that's why I think he's trying to make the platform change how the platforms run to appease Trump, so he doesn't go after him. And I like the changes, to be clear, but the idea that that's genuine is this change comes from like a change in ideology. That's bullshit.
Well,
he's just doing this for self-preservation.
I don't even think, if I'm being honest, that he. I think genuinely, I don't even think that he would change his back with the next administration right now. I think he's literally just trying to copy Elon Musk. He's just trying to be Elon Musk.
That's another good point.
It's the
free
hair,
speech is actually profitable. Having open platforms is profitable.
Yup, it's the hair. It's going on Joe Rogan. It's trying to act cool.
Why are you so caught up in his hair?
It's awful.
Is it not better than it was before, though?
No. Like, not with his hairline or, like, his kind of hair. I mean, my hair's not good either, but, like, it's certainly better than that. It's just awful. He's 40, and he's trying to pull off a 15-year-old. Like, it's disturbing. It's not good.
Is it too little, too late? Everything he's
for
doing
his
now
hair?
on Facebook?
Yes.
It's a good joke when you have to laugh at it.
I mean, people were saying the same. People said the same thing for Elon Musk buying Twitter, but I would say he gets a lot of heat, but I would say X is in a better state.
Well, then that's what I mean.
When it was under
do
Jack
you even
Dorsey.
know anybody? Do any of us know anybody in ourselves personally that uses Facebook?
No.
No, and that's why he's changing it, so it's more popular. It's a place to be
Now,
instead of just a bunch of boomers.
Now, granted, I use Instagram, and I know a lot of people who still use Instagram, but I know nobody.
But here's my
uses
point
Facebook.
to that. He didn't invent Instagram. He hasn't invented anything since I heard. The last thing that Facebook as a company invented was the like button. And that was in 2007. Everything after that has been something they've bought.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So is it too little, too late? Is Facebook even a savable platform? I think the way he's going to go is long form media. I think it's going to be live sports. Probably are going to be on Facebook. Dana White just joined the board of Facebook, so I would probably expect UFC pay-per-views probably pretty soon on Facebook. And
Fuck that.
Is that enough?
That's actually smart, man. So you're like they'll force people to use the platform by having exclusive content on it. Yeah, I guess that is how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yep.
It's the only way.
It's like have memberships and stuff like that.
I don't think there's room for natural growth on Facebook anymore.
Yeah, he needs to introduce some unique perks that you won't find on any other social media
But even
site.
still,
And I guess he tried that with Meta,
I
though,
think
didn't he?
X, I think X even still just outclasses Meta and Facebook all around. Like, I just don't think he can keep up with what Elon's doing with X at this point. Like, Elon's making a whole like competitor to Google's Gmail now on there. Like, no one can keep up with that. I'm sorry.
Is that just sunscreen or is it?
Yeah, it's
It just
sunscreen.
is really. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a wild photo. But I mean, I don't know.
He looks like
I feel
Bigfoot.
bad too. Like
He
I would
looks
kind of
like
get pissed
Bigfoot.
off if I went anywhere and a million people took a photo of me.
Yeah, paparazzi is the scum of the earth. I agree. But
actually,
what
no.
do we-
I think it keeps certain people
Yeah,
like
but
Gavin
getting-
Newsom in check. The paparazzi that went to go talk to Gavin Newsom. That we saw in today's video.
but getting to the change in policies, he said that it stemmed from a cultural change. Now, do we believe that at least that Trump getting elected speaks to a broader cultural change and like a renaissance of freedom of speech? Because I think so.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, that's literally it. He changed because the culture's changing, and it's been clear since at least June.
I mean, I
Since at
do
least the
think you
June
got to
time
go down
period.
about to your guys' age till I find an age group I have hope for again.
I would tend to agree.
I think Trump winning is maybe more a reaction to a change that happened organically. It's not like I got to believe this cycle, this is just the way it works. But, if you have extremely conservative parents and teachers and things like that, you tend to become flaming liberal. That's my parents' generation.
Yep.
And then you have flaming liberal parents, you might become extremely conservative. Like, I mean, it would be interesting. Would I have been conservative if I had conservative parents? I don't know. But
Well, I'm not sure because I had I
had
middle of the road parents, and I brought them over to the right.
Is Trump, did he cause some kind of change in people your age, or are people your age different, and that's led to Trump again? I don't know.
I think it's some of both, honestly.
Well, that's probably true. Yeah,
It's
I guess.
I don't those questions like nature versus nurture. It's always a little bit of both, and I think that Trump had an extreme effect on our generation. I mean, I was 12 when I saw him win.
yeah.
2016 was legendary, and that lived in my head until this last election season constantly. And now this election season will replay for as long as I live. But I think it was that. But then also I do think that this generation, regardless of if Trump was here or not, would still be getting sick of the BS we're constantly surrounded by. Like, the BS has been going on since the 90s, at least late 80s, 90s. So people were already getting tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before, but the Kamala Harris's campaign was just too gay. Like, it didn't appeal to men at all.
Yes.
Like
I wouldn't even call it gay.
With Trump, everyone thought he was cool for surviving a bullet.
They
Like,
did have those
how do you
cool
compete
camo
against that?
hats. They had really cool camo hats, and that made all the rednecks vote for him.
Yeah.
I don't think the campaign was too gay. Honestly, I think it was too woman. I wouldn't even call it gay. It was just woman.
Yeah.
It was just pure feminine. It was like even those hats, like I just said, they were just awful. It's not good. Those hats, I could go on a rant about how awful those hats.
No one's stopping you.
It's just
go on a rant.
Is there anything genuine about Zuckerberg's newfound libertarianism?
No.
I honestly don't think
people like to speculate that he had a spiritual resurgence after getting into MMA or something.
I would actually agree that there might. Okay, I would say that I don't think that he's by any means a conservative or a libertarian now, but I do think that even him changing his policies to go along with the wind is different than what he was doing before 2020. I do think that Zuck has. I do think Eminem, Jesus Christ, whatever, the fucking boxing or whatever the fuck he does now, has changed him a little bit. Like, I think it's the community of those people he's been around, because all those people can fucking kill him. So, there's something to be said about a dude wanting to get as big as the other dudes so that he can, try to compete against them. Like, he's kind of in the same community as Joe Rogan now, and Joe Rogan just outclasses him in every manly respect. So
Joe Rogan?
Yeah. I mean, that's why they were on the podcast together. They literally talked about how they're all they're in MMA, like all their friends are in MMA together. Good God.
You don't think he had him on the podcast because he's like the 5th richest person in the world?
No.
Yeah, that's a good
I think
reason.
they probably. I think they probably know each other, and they're probably. I wouldn't say good friends, but I would say they're friends. Absolutely. Because Joe Rogan's gotten as big as anyone else, and there's not.
Yeah. I will say that it is. Joe Rogan showed some balls, like calling Zuckerberg out on like COVID, getting shit wrong on COVID stuff, when he could just censor him at a whim on Facebook.
Jack,
like, I found that pretty funny.
I have a more important question that the world needs to know the answer to.
Oh no.
Okay.
Do you think the 4 of us at once could take down Joe Rogan?
Yes.
Yes, he's short.
I don't think so.
John it towers over him. Like he can hold him back while Michael, you, and I
Dude, the lightest fucking person in the UFC would probably kick our asses.
Here's what we'd do. I'd pick up Michael and I'd throw him at that toe.
Distraction.
And while he was
throw him at that top.
Yeah, at that toe.
Great. Oh.
Toe Rogan. He looks like a toe.
I thought.
And when he high kicked you into 1,000,
I was about to say, he's gonna kick the shit out of him.
Blast Michael into 1,000 pieces, and through that pink mist in the air comes John Ward, head first.
Yeah, except you'd get your neck snapped, and then the other two would just be standing there.
Your body mist and pink guts and fluid part, and I'm just flying through the air like an angry bird.
Okay. Like an angry bird.
I would have to aim extremely low to hit him in the head.
Oh, yeah. Why is he working out in
He does kick really fucking hard.
He has the world record for the hardest kick ever.
Yeah.
Wait,
Michael,
he
do you
does?
think you could take that kick? Do you think you could take that kick?
Probably not.
That's a professional.
Oh, 116.
Point being, I don't think we could.
You imagine that pad is Michael. That's my strategy.
Okay.
There's no aspect of fighting that we would be able to beat him in.
Oh my God.
If it went to the ground, he'd fuck us up.
He could never. He couldn't even get close to me. I got like twice his reach.
Fuck the guy out.
Somebody has to get close to somebody at some point, and the second you do get close to him, he's just going to bring you to the ground. And
My
you're gonna be like
where I'd lose
in a
if-
chokehold that you don't even know how.
If
you're
there's any running involved, I would lose.
John has about
How? You're
10
taller
good
than
seconds of fighting in him before he starts coughing, and then we're all screwed.
Yeah.
You outlast me for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
You'll probably win. So Michael first, I go in with the Angry Birds headbutt, and then I'm out. I'm coughing on the ground. You guys come in. And
You got to cough on him, and that would be
yeah.
Jack would just stand there being like, and Jack would do nothing.
I'd annoy Joe Rogan and make him kill himself.
Cold.
Yeah.
The capoeira version is the same.
Why is he? Oh my!
Tremendous amount of
This is what he
power.
used to
It's
look
the
like.
most powerful kick, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, when he was a host of Fear Factor. Oh, damn!
What
Okay.
the fuck?
It's not a spin, it's a turn.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all dead if we
That
fight
hurt my
Joe Rogan.
stomach when I watched that first one. I just imagined being that bad.
Yeah. Wow, Joe Rogan used to look somewhat normal back in the day. What?
Yes, Michael. People age.
It's a shame.
But before we
That
move on to
motherfucker's not real. He's not real.
Just like
So
that
before-
lady when she went to go talk to Gavin Newsom.
Well, before we move on to our another topic, I want to address one more thing, which is fact checking in general. It's fucking bullshit. Mihai, I brought this up on the debate panel yesterday, and you guys are familiar with John Stossel, right?
Sure.
Libertarian journalist. He actually covered the policies related to California's wildfire prevention, and he was hit with a misleading label, and that hurt his credibility. It hurt his financial opportunities. So he launched a lawsuit against him. And here's his whole journey on it. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but watch it. Just play it, and you'll see what the flaws.
The
with it
lie
is.
starts with Facebook's so-called fact checker, a group called Climate Feedback, run by this man. It posted this statement in quotes as if it were something I said. But I never said that. In my video arguing that government mismanagement fueled California's wildfires, I acknowledge...
Time out. I'd have to acknowledge
Why does he
this
look
video
like-
that he's
okay.
pointing to is on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I first thought when John Stossel came up is, wow, this guy's still alive. I'm now finding out that he's the only one that uses Facebook still. And it actually also kind of starts to make sense.
Acknowledge that climate change plays a role.
Climate change has made things worse. California's warmed 3 degrees over 50 years.
So Climate Feedback uses a quote I never said, and based on that, Facebook restricts my views.
We work with a set of independent fact checkers.
Facebook says I can appeal, but my appeal must go through Climate Feedback. I tried. I emailed the editor. She didn't respond. But 2 of the 3 scientists listed as their reviewers did agree to interviews.
You're smearing me based on something I didn't say.
Of course he looks like that.
I've never commented on your article.
That was a shock. He hadn't even seen my video.
If this is implying that we have reviewed the video, then this is clearly wrong. There's something wrong with the system.
This issue has become very political, which is unfortunate.
Zeke Housefather's another Climate Feedback reviewer. He hadn't seen the video either.
I certainly did not write a climate feedback piece reviewing your segment.
So we sent him a link, and he watched it.
Is that a fair label on the video that I did?
I don't necessarily think so. While there's plenty of debates around how much to emphasize forest management versus climate change, your piece clearly discussed that both were at fault here.
After both reviewers admitted...
Yes, you can pause it here. So the experts for these fact-checking organizations don't even necessarily review what is labeled misinformation. And you would think that, hey, this law, you would assume that John Stossel won big with his lawsuit they launched against these fact-checkers, right? Well, no, he lost. And not because he said anything untrue, mind you, but let me try to read to you what exactly the judge said in this lawsuit.
Well, he's looking that up.
I found it, yeah. So U.S. District Judge Virginia DeMarti found that Facebook couldn't have defamed Stossel because its fact-check program reflects a subjective judgment about the accuracy and reliability of assertions made in the content that's been checked. Simply because the process by which content is assessed and a label applied is called a fact check does not mean that the assessment itself is an actual statement of objective fact. Reads the order. And this is the basis people are using to ban people on social media platforms. It's complete bullshit.
Yeah, it's open to interpretation, so you can apply it however you want.
So, is this is everything that we just watched pre the new?
Yes.
Yes, pre. So Zuckerberg is not using that anymore. He's ditching all of that in favor of a community note system, which I welcome. that's just way better than these horseshit, politically biased, like pseudo intellectual fact checkers. Like consistently get shit wrong.
The way that one dude said, this topic has become political, which is so unfortunate. It's like, shut up. Whenever anybody says that, you know that they want it to be political. That's just a lie that they're trying to say. And then, like, I just think that this been an issue with them, specifically Facebook, for a while now. So, you know, if Facebook's trying to correct itself, that's great for the 59-year-olds or whatever who use it. But, like, nobody's going back there who's below, like, the age of 40. Sorry, you've ruined your standing with
I would also like to apologize, though. I was making fun of John Stossel, but he actually has 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is...
Yeah, he's been in the game for a long time.
You're the ultimate. And what I will say is whoever put in the comments there, I think it was Matthew Rice, about that one guy looking like Moby with monkeypox and AIDS. Yes, yes. The second you said that, I was like, yep, that's Moby.
Yeah, but it's crazy how people like look at these fact checks as if they're objective, peer-reviewed or expert-reviewed rebuttals when they're not. Like,
no,
I remember there's this one Washington Post.
We've said that for a while. We've said that for a while, Jack.
During his first term,
doesn't really pertain to the story now, though. If this all happened pre to what we just talked about for the past 30 minutes, does it?
Yeah. Well, again, like it's still. Zuckerberg is still getting backlash from people saying that, he's sacrificing accurate information in favor of profit. And no, he's not necessarily doing that. In fact, people are probably going to be more informed with community notes. And that's ultimately what it is. This is another thing. Saying that he's no longer fighting against misinformation is itself misinformation because he's moving to a superior method of fighting misinformation. Like, let's just make that clear.
I see.
There should be no reason you should censor misinformation. You could just apply a label, and that should be enough. Like a community notes.
This whole idea of misinformation is all subjective too, isn't it?
That's a good comment. Curious contrarian, great comment.
Yeah, so like Mihai, like I was saying, in Trump's first term, he invited a football team to. I had to tell you guys, peer review is a joke as well. Yeah, Sean Last, a YouTuber, does a good deep dive into that. But during Trump's first term, he invited a bunch of football players to the White House, and he had McDonald's for them to eat. Classic American.
But
classic American.
Everyone stop. What gets buried in that story is the fact that there was an ongoing hurricane and there was like a disaster program going on.
No, that has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
The government was shut down. So there was a whole storm of things as a reason they had McDonald's.
That has nothing to do with it. Trump said that as a joke, as a metaphor, that he offered that the burgers were stacked a mile high. The Washington Post fact-checked him on that. They said, well, no, they weren't a mile high. How is that? Why is that dedicated to a fact check? That makes no sense. People know that this isn't misinformation.
Pardon my tardiness.
Like anyone acting in good faith knows what it is.
Lord of the Ree, pardon my tardiness, just got back from getting a new gun. Screw Zuckerberg. He's just a grifting, kind of like a socially awkward Andrew Tate.
Yeah,
I would go as far as say he's kind of an Andrew Tate wannabe. And I'm sure that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that is kind of what he's trying to do with the new image.
What I will say,
like what he's trying to lean towards.
What I will say, Jack, is I still can't get over the fact that Trump invited those football players over to eat McDonald's.
But he didn't. That's the point I'm trying to make. The government was shut down. He had no money to spend on any other food, so he personally bought them it wasn't just McDonald's, like every fast food place imaginable, and the kids loved it.
Wasn't even like the chef was unavailable.
I didn't even think it was something bad. I thought,
Mihai is right. I forget the exact details, but he wasn't just like being a troll. There was a reason he couldn't get an alternative.
Well, okay, in that case, fine. But like, I love Trump, but his obsession with
you've been like the best Democrat propagandist I've ever seen tonight.
He's like Billy Carson.
I don't
Honestly,
like McDonald's.
I think we should rename you to Billy Carson.
Okay, that's nice. Do I look like Billy Carson too? Apparently, I don't know.
A little bit. You could be cousins.
Okay.
Yeah. But Mihai, you had your topic, right?
Yeah, I had the VAR. I have you were saying earlier you don't even know who he is. So LaVar Ball.
Oh boy.
2017, his first son. What was it? I just said it earlier too. Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball got drafted by the LA Lakers, and he had a monumentous media run in 2017. I'm going to play that right now, and we'll kind of
love the
follow
forehead.
up after all this.
Yes. We talk about the GOAT here, the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, and you running your mouth talking about you gonna beat him one-on-one. Why would you say something so blasphemous?
In my heyday,
blasphemous.
he would need help.
Really?
He too small. It's only 2 dudes better than me, and I'm both of them. I'm gonna speak it into existence that I feel that I'm so lucky that he's gonna end up a Laker.
The Los Angeles Lakers select Lonzo Ball from UCLA.
LaVar, you already got the Lakers hat. I'm trying to tell you, I knew this was happening before it was happening. When did you get this hat made? When he was a baby. I got 2 more boys. I got to come do the same thing 2 more years. The big baller way. Ball control. Come see me when he does. I have another hat on to say I told you so.
And so that's the point right there. Is that he made that claim where he has 3 sons. He'd be back the next year for the next one, and then 2 years after that for his 3rd son. 2 of the 3 were both drafted in the top 5 of the NBA. And the whole thing that they held above his head the whole time was that he didn't go for 3 for 3. His claim was false. That is until recently. LaVar Ball did go 3 for 3. LiAngelo Ball, the kid that got arrested in China and Trump had to get him out, has reportedly signed an $8 million record deal with Def Jam Records. I don't know if you guys have heard the song. I don't know if we can play it.
So how is that him going for 3 for 3? Because he's not a basketball player.
Because he's signed an $8 million contract.
Yeah, you can't play that song, by the way.
No, I don't think so. That's why I paused the video there at the end. But I just think props. Someone's got to give props.
That's
to
not
LaVar.
3 for 3.
LaVar Ball was the most hated person in 2017 in the sports world. They came out with their Big Baller brand, and I don't know if you remember the Big Baller shoes.
Are they good, or is 2 sons in basketball ain't it good, or what?
The 3rd son actually is the best one, and he was the one that got made fun of the most because he was super young when this all started. So Lonzo, the one that got drafted number 1 overall to the Lakers, he got drafted ahead of Jason Tatum, and Jason Tatum's obviously been the better player. Having said that, though, he's not a bad player, and the 3rd player is like actually legit.
So the 3rd son here was the best, but he's the one that got arrested. And
so the one that signed the record deal is actually the one. He's the middle son, and he's the one that got arrested.
So his youngest son got
drafted. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, good for him. It sounds like he's a good dad.
Yeah. I mean, well.
And that was the argument, though. Everyone said he was a bad dad for basically propping his kids up into being kind of OG influencers in a way. He kind of jumped on the whole like Vine, not Vine, but it was early TikTok or maybe whatever Reels.
Social influencer.
Yeah, he just hit everyone's algorithm and he was everywhere.
Well, yeah, because look at him. He's the Okay, I'm not gonna say that, but he like.
I feel like you're downplaying how impressive it is though to not be a woman and go viral overnight is a sensation.
I mean. No, because the dude has everything that you need to do to go viral. He's loud, bombastic, kind of bigger in a way, you know.
Why haven't you gone viral?
Because I have a kind of screechy voice, white dude, gay.
I just don't think it's easy to just go viral, though.
Okay. Yeah, see, there we go. John went viral again. Look, right there. It just happened.
Get yourself together, man. I don't care about the NBA. I'm sorry. I can't get into this one.
We could have a conversation on that. I actually think the NBA has done itself a great detriment in the past 10 years as far as relevancy. I mean, you have
take every player, coach, staff, administrator of the entire National Basketball Association, take them behind some sort of large barn-like structure, shoot them in the fucking face, and you'd never notice a difference in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe a better one.
John, here's the important question. Are you up to date on the WNBA rosters?
Obviously not.
Jack, I will give you $10 right now if you can name more than 3 teams with your hands in the air without Googling it.
Ooh, the Lesers? The Rug Munchers.
Can they
hands in
be
the
NBA
air.
team?
Hands in the air, Jack.
Hands in the air, name 3 WNBA teams.
WNBA? I can't name shit. I can't do that.
Wait, so what's the difference between the NBA and WNBA?
Oh, I feel like
there's Caitlin Clark's
WNBA
team,
is a women's league.
Caitlin Clark's team played against, and then there's another team Caitlin Clark's team played against.
Oh, that's all WNBA is? Oh, I thought that was like some minor.
Nailed it.
well, yeah. Actually, it's good that you bring up Caitlin Clark because a while back she said she kind of threw her fan base under the bus.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to make the WNBA flop again in ratings?
It's already flopped.
It's already flopping. That's
I don't
true.
know it's going to affect anything.
We all had our 3 months of fun white girl plays basketball, and now it's like I've got other things to do. I don't care anymore.
I gotta say, like you guys probably don't know him, but Edmund Smirk on Twitter, like he was gassing these girls up, saying that it's proper conservatism to back Taylor Swift and Caitlin Clark.
No,
and that's just like that aged terribly. What are you doing, man? What are you talking about?
Taylor Swift.
Enough of this Swiftie normality nonsense.
Taylor Swift is such
Edmund Smirk. He's like a Twitter poster.
Actually, that's a psyop. I will say that Taylor Swift is a psyop.
Gentech 55. Don't get me wrong. I love basketball. I just fucking hate the NBA.
He hates
You
women.
watch college? I find college basketball.
No, I don't really watch
college basketball is better. I watch some college.
I like playing basketball.
Everyone that likes college basketball has always said that they like it because of the fundamentals. I'm like, that's just that's a nothing answer. What does that mean?
Okay.
All right. Well, you also had something about Tyson Fury retiring, right, Mihai?
Oh yeah, Tyson Fury did retire, and it was while we're talking.
Dude, we're also past 8 o'clock by quite a bit, and I hate to say I got to get going.
We are past 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 8:11.
All right.
If you guys want to keep going, that's cool. I'll just duck out.
That's fine.
Nah, I think we should just end it.
Okay.
Bring it to a close.
Any closing messages?
She's yes. Taylor Swift is a child. Thank you, Curious Contrarian. That's it for the day. And also, she was that lady was a psyop. The person who went to go talk with Gavin Newsom. Also,
John, any final words?
I'm just watching Michael die on that hill.
Okay. The death already happened on that hill.
And
Little round top kind of hill.
Mr. Kentner.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I had a debate panel with WIC TV. That's WHICK TV. The topic is Zuck a cuck? I thought it was pretty entertaining. I think you guys will be pretty entertained.
Yeah, it was good.
Subscribe to him. He's a good guy. There's a lot of entertaining conversations going on there, and I'll probably be on there again. Thank you.
Sweet.
Of course, Jack. Thank you. And as always, thank you very much. Thank you for spending your time with us. We appreciate it. We will see you again on Thursday. And until then, what is it? Don't let your memes be dreams.
You can say whatever you want.
I got to come up with my own slogan.
There you go.
On Thursday, I'll have my own, and we'll bookmark.
It's
this
the
again.
mustache man, Mihai.
Probably not that, but something along those lines. First ride's always free. Take it easy, everybody.
That's crazy.